been to high school and not been embarrassed? Nobody. As a matter of fact, I'm sure everyone in this room has been maybe once or twice or about 7 times embarrassed in high school, to the point where you really wish that there was a high school witness protection program or death so you didn't have to go back into that building. But you know, the beauty of that is that high school ends, right? And so nobody talks about this stuff anymore, and you get over it, except for those people who like to go to a bar in Westchester and tell a bunch of strangers who are drinking about their biggest humiliation in hopes that they might win an empty glass. So my first experience with this was my first boyfriend. And he came out of the blue. I was a freshman in high school, and I was at the first dance with my girlfriends. It was the winter dance, and you know, the girls all dance together, and then the dreaded slow song comes on. And we just stand there holding our breath, hoping that 1 or 2 boys might stay in the gym and not scatter to the cafeteria like a bunch of cockroaches looking for their last meal, hoping that they would dance with us. And all of a sudden, I feel a tap on my shoulder, and I turn around, and this boy says to me, "You want to dance?" And I notice 2 things about this. Number 1, I have never seen this boy in my entire life, so he must be an upperclassman. And number 2, hell yeah, I want to slow dance with a Justin Bieber of the 70s. So Billy and I start dating, and we're dating for a couple of weeks, and I think, I know I'm only a freshman, but I think I have a boyfriend. And the only way for me to seal this deal in my mind is if I find out that the whole student body knows that I have a boyfriend. And my opportunity is right around the corner, because the JV cheerleaders are in charge of the next pep rally. And yes, I'm one of those people. I was such a nerd all through 8th grade that I decided when I got to high school I was going to completely change my life. And the first thing I did was try out for cheerleading, and weirdly I have no idea why I made it. So the fateful January day comes, and we go down to the gym and we put on our little blue and gold short pleated skirts and our gold bloomers that have to go underneath in case our skirts fly up, you know, because Catholic school, and our cute little saddle shoes. And all of a sudden, you know, the student body starts to come into the gym, and every class has to sit with each other. So the juniors are together and the seniors are together, and Billy is a junior. And I know he's going to be sitting with all his junior guy friends, and he's going to point me out and say, "That cute one over there, that's my girlfriend." And dare I say, I think I'm going to be popular. But it didn't work out that way. We get on to the court, and we prance out there, and we're doing our thing, and we're doing a pretty good job, and we're getting the crowd going. But I'm hearing some tittering and laughing behind me, and I'm thinking, well, we're not that bad. We're JV, but we've been practicing. And my best friend, Joanne, is also a cheerleader, and she looks at me with this pained expression and starts doing this with her hand behind her. But we're cheering, so she can only do that so many times, right? We're throwing girls in the air, we're catching them, they're leaning on our backs, and every once in a while she goes, and she's like this, and I'm thinking, oh my God, what is wrong with her? I don't know what she's trying to tell me, but I'm thinking perhaps she had some bad gnocchi last night because her mom is Italian, and maybe, you know, trying to get rid of a smell, and she wants to know if I smell it, and I'm trying to give her a nice, no, everything is good. But she just can't stop looking at me that way. And finally, we get through the whole thing, and it's great, and the crowd is cheering, and I'm still hearing some of that laughing, but you know, high school. And I get to the sidelines, and I'm gonna look for my boyfriend, and then it happens. Joanne comes over to me first and whispers in my ear, "Your skirt has been bunched up in your bloomers the entire time." So my gold moon has been shining over the entire gymnasium for 45 minutes. And I can't lift my head now, because the only thing that's brighter than that is the red that is coming up my face and to my ears. And so I sort of just look up with my eyes, and of course, what does my gaze catch? But Billy, who is trying to be supportive, I guess, when he gives me one of these. And I die 1,000 deaths. And I go home and I sob and sob and sob and sob. because high school, right? And my mother says the next day, come on, you're going to school. And I'm like, I'm not going to school. And she said, yeah, you are. You're going to school. And I said, Mom, tell them I have cramps. Tell them I have my period. I don't care what you tell them. She says, how is that less embarrassing than a pep rally? And I say, oh, but your mom, you go to school when your mom says you go to school. So I went to school, and it was not great. And the next day wasn't great. But eventually some other high school drama takes over, right? And it's forgotten. A couple years ago, I get a private message on Facebook from one of those juniors who was in that class, and he says, hey, Cathy, just wanted you to know that we were talking about your junior varsity debut, and he spells it Debutt. Ha, ha, ha. So high school does end. But the humiliation of high school, yeah, never ends.